Here at the House of European Football in Lyon for the UEFA Europa League round of 32 draw. And congratulations to all the clubs, of course, who've qualified, who've made it this far in the competition. Over the last months, we've witnessed some wonderful football across the continent. The goals came thick and fast. 396 goals scored in 144 group stage games. That means that a goal went in about every 30 minutes. AZ Alkmaar and Braga led the scoring charts with 15 goals apiece in the group phase. Alfredo Morelos of Rangers is the competition's top scorer so far with 6 goals, and the Colombian will look to add to that tally when the UEFA Europa League resumes in the next year. There has been some fantastic games and goals during the group stages over the past few months, so why not look back at some of the best moments from all the teams who have qualified for the round of 32. And Gdansk is the final destination where all of the teams are dreaming of reaching. Some excellent action there, looking back on the group phase, and more to come when the competition starts up again in February. First of all, we need to find out, of course, who is playing who, and time to invite on stage the man who will be the master of the draw proceedings. It's UEFA Deputy General Secretary, Giorgio Marchetti. Giorgio.
Good afternoon. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a big pleasure to welcome you here for our draws. The UEFA President, Alexander Ceferin, would also like to offer the best of luck to the teams who have reached this stage of the competitions. 18 countries are represented in the round of 32, including 8 former winners of this competition and its predecessor, the UEFA Cup, who have held this trophy aloft on 15 occasions between them. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting closer to the draw, and so we will sketch the first station on the road to Gdansk, which expects the 2 best teams of the UEFA Europa League 2019-2020 on 27th of May. I would now like to welcome a very special footballer who knows all about winning important trophies. You will find out who I'm talking about in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the German football legend Josephine Henning. Hello, Josephine. Willkommen. Welcome with us. Thank you for being here. Now, we have this draw of the Europa League round of 32. Two of your former clubs are in contention. Don't tell me, please, which one you will support, but tell me if you think that they have chances to progress much further in the competition till maybe the final.
Of course, of course. Hello, by the way. I think they have done very good so far, and very good clubs with history, and I think they're high ambitions. So I'm very excited to see, first of all, the draw, and then to see who they're going to play, and I think we'll be there.
Yeah. And I'm sure they are also excited to see who they are going to play.
I think so too.
We will find out in a few minutes, but before that, now is the turn of another legend who played many matches in European competitions and lifted this fantastic trophy on more than one occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the 2006 and 2007 winner of the UEFA Cup, Frédéric Canoutet. Hello, Frédéric.
Hello.
Bonjour, welcome. So you won two back-to-back trophies with Sevilla on 2007 and 2006 and 2007, and you scored in both finals, actually. What are your recollections of that great side of Sevilla, and what was the secret behind this incredible number of successes?
Hello, everybody. Unbelievable memories. And as you said, I was lucky enough to score in both finals. I really believed I achieved something special. But when I left and I won 3 times again, I thought I wasn't so special. But no, it's a fantastic club. I'm really, really happy and proud to have been part of that great history.
Of course, and you were not lucky. You were good to score the goals, and your team was very good as well. And now that we are nearly ready to commence the draw, but I keep the suspense for a little while, and before we start the draw, I invite on stage Michael Hesselschwert, head of UEFA Club Competitions, who will explain the technical procedure of the draw.
Thank you, Giorgio, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The draw for the round of 32 of the 2019-20 UEFA Europa League involves 24 clubs coming from the UEFA Europa League group stage and 8 clubs coming from the UEFA Champions League group stage. This round of 32 will be played according to the knockout system and will be played on 20th of February for the first legs and 27th of February for the return legs. Please note, however, that due to the city clash between FC Porto and SC Braga, the home match of SC Braga has been scheduled on Wednesday, 26th of February 2020 at 1800 CET, irrespective of their opponents. The group winners and the 4 best teams coming from the UEFA Champions League are seeded, while the runners-up and the remaining UEFA Champions League teams are unseeded. I would like to remind you that the seeded teams will be drawn against the unseeded teams, ensuring that the winners and runners-up of the same group will not be drawn against each other and are from a different association. Each of the 16 pairings will be established as follows. The 16 balls containing the names of the unseeded teams will be placed in a bowl in front of Giorgio and Josephine, while the balls containing the names of their potential opponents are picked from the pot of the seeded teams, just in front of us. The computer will indicate, after drawing each unseeded team, which group winners or best third-ranked teams can be drawn against them in accordance with the conditions explained. Should we have only one team eligible to be drawn against a particular opponent, there will be no draw. After the draw, and in accordance with the competition regulations, the UEFA administration will fix the kick-off times. The full fixture list will be available after the draw ceremony at around 2:15. That's it from my technical side. I'll now hand the floor back to Giorgio to proceed with the draw.
Yes, and before we proceed with the draw, let's take a look at the teams that we are going to see in this draw. We start with the group winners, which are Sevilla, Malmö, FC Basel, LASK, Celtic FC, Arsenal, FC Porto, Espanyol, KA Ghent, Istanbul Başakşehir, Braga, Manchester United, and the seeded teams from the Champions League, Ajax, Salzburg, Internazionale, and Benfica. They will all be drawn against unseeded teams, starting with the runners-up of the groups, Apoel FC, FC Copenhagen, Getafe, Sporting Clube de Portugal, CFR Cluj, Eintracht Frankfurt, Rangers, PFC Ludogorets, VfL Wolfsburg, AS Roma, Wolverhampton Wanderers FC, and AZ Alkmaar. And 4 unseeded teams from Champions League, which are Bayern 04 Leverkusen, FC Shakhtar Donetsk, Olympiacos FC, and Club Brugge. So with this, we're really ready, and I need Josephine's cooperation now to start with these 16 balls and 16 unseeded clubs, which will be the home teams in the ties of the round of 32.
And we have Wolverhampton Wanderers FC.
So we start with Wolverhampton Wanderers FC. For Wolverhampton Wanderers, we have out of 16 options, 13 are available. We can't draw them against Arsenal and Manchester United, being from the same nation, and not against SC Braga, which was in the same group as Wolverhampton. I remind you that Wolverhampton Wanderers, the Wolves, they were finalists in the second edition of the UEFA Cup in 1972. And they qualified now to the knockout phase. Their first participation back since 1980-1981. And now Frederic is ready to tell us their opponents.
Espanyol, Barcelona.
Espanyol, so Wolverhampton Espanyol already promises to be a great tie. Josephine, you can give us another club. Espanyol were twice finalists in 1986 and in 2007, and I think Frederic reminds very well that final against Espanyol.
Very much.
And we have Sporting Clube de Portugal.
Sporting Clube de Portugal, the second unseeded team. They can be drawn against all clubs but LASK, FC Porto, SC Braga, and SL Benfica. So 3 Portuguese clubs, and LASK, which was in the same group as Sporting Clube. Sporting Clube were finalists in 2005 in their own stadium, the Alvalade in Lisbon. And Sporting, interestingly, is a club with the record number of participations in UEFA Cup and Europa League. 33 times participants in this competition. Congratulations to Sporting.
Istanbul Başakşehir.
Sporting Club versus Istanbul Başakşehir. And Başakşehir are at their first experience, first participation in the round of 32. So the most experienced club against the least experienced club.
Getafe.
Getafe CF now. Getafe from Spain against all potential opponents except Sevilla and FC Basel. So all the other clubs can be drawn against Getafe, who are quarter-finalists in 2008, and a season where they made their debut in the competition. And the result was definitely outstanding. So we are waiting for the draw of their opponents. So Getafe will play at home against
Ajax.
So AFC Ajax. Thank you very much, Josephine. Finalists recently against Manchester United, AFC Ajax in this competition, and winners also in 1992.
Bayer Leverkusen.
And now it's the turn of Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen, all possible opponents, all options are open, so we have no restrictions for Bayer Leverkusen coming from the UEFA Champions League. Leverkusen were finalists, or winners, in 1988. And also they hold the record, the German club with most participations in this competition. So for the fifth time they are in the knockout phase of the UEFA Europa League. For Bayer Leverkusen we have
FC Porto.
FC Porto. FC Porto, former winners of the UEFA Cup and UEFA Europa League in 2003 and 2011.
FC Copenhagen.
And now FC Copenhagen. For Copenhagen, all opponents are possible, but Malmö not, because Copenhagen plays two derbies in the group phase. Derbies of the bridge, we can call them. These two cities are very close to each other. And so Copenhagen, with a record of the round of 16 in 2017. And now ready to be drawn against this club.
Against Celtic FC.
Against Celtic. So Copenhagen, Celtic, it's the next pairing. Celtic FC, finalists in 2003. Final in Sevilla against
Apoel FC.
Apoel FC. The Cypriot side of Apoel now can be drawn against all options except Sevilla FC. All other options are possible for Apoel, reaching the round of 16 in 2017. Are certainly very proud of reaching the quarterfinals of Champions League some seasons ago. For Apoel, we have
Basel.
FC Basel from Switzerland. Apoel FC versus FC Basel, the semi-finalists of 2013 and the last team from Switzerland to reach a semi-final in UEFA competitions.
Cluj.
And now it's the turn of Cluj from Romania. We can draw Cluj against all remaining opponents, seeded teams, no particular restrictions. In this case, Cluj have made the round of 32 in 2013 before reaching then this stage of the competition in this season. And here the pot is complete. And Frederic is ready to show us the name of their opponents.
Sevilla FC.
So Cluj will play the record winners of the UEFA Cup, UEFA Europa League of Sevilla FC. So after Cluj, Sevilla, almost halfway through this round of 32 draw.
Olympiacos.
Now we have Olympiacos from Greece, and Olympiacos also bears no particular conditions for this draw. They have 12 options possible for the draw. So no restrictions, sorry, 9 options, not 12. 12 would be too much. But 9, yes. And Olympiacos will try to do better than their record of round of 16 that they made 3 times in 2005, 12 and 17.
Against Arsenal FC.
And Olympiacos will face another red and white side, one of the former clubs of Josephine, Arsenal FC. It's an interesting pairing.
AZ Alkmaar.
AZ Alkmaar from the Netherlands. For Alkmaar, we have all options possible except one, which is Manchester United, the winner of their group, the group of Alkmaar, were finalists in 1981. And one of the 2 teams we scored the most goals in the group phase, 15 goals for AZ. For Alkmaar, we have
Against Lask.
Alkmaar, AZ Alkmaar against Lask Linz from Austria. And Lask, they made their debut in this stage of the UEFA Europa League.
Club Brugge.
So Club Brugge. Club Brugge is the home team of the next pairing. They can be drawn against all remaining opponents except KAA Ghent, also from Belgium. So for Bruges, we're the first ever team from Belgium to reach a UEFA final in 1976. And there are 6 potential opponents in this bowl. One has been drawn.
Manchester United.
Club Brugge versus Manchester United FC, the winners of UEFA Europa League 2017.
Ludogorets.
And now it's PFC Ludogorets Razgrad from Bulgaria. For Ludogorets, we have no restrictions, 6 possible options for this team, which is the only club from Bulgaria to feature until now, at least in the knockout phase of the UEFA Europa League.
Inter Milan.
So Ludogorets will play against FC Internazionale Milano, who won the UEFA Cup in 3 different occasions and have won 91 matches in this competition, more than any other club.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
And now Eintracht Frankfurt from your country, Josephine. Eintracht, semi-finalists of last year. They can be drawn against all 5 remaining options. For Eintracht. Eintracht winners back in 1980. Very close to the final last year, so let's see if this year it will go better. not easy, however, with these oppositions.
FC Salzburg.
Starting with FC Salzburg. FC Salzburg, we have only 4 left, and Salzburg, they were finalists once in 1994. And they also have a record that the most matches won in the UEFA Europa League, 39.
FC Shakhtar Donetsk.
One of the former winners of this competition, FC Shakhtar Donetsk. 4 opponents, all possible for them. The teams remaining in the pots. So for Shakhtar Donetsk, winners of 2009, last edition of the UEFA Cup, played in Istanbul.
Against Benfica.
Against Benfica. So Shakhtar Donetsk will play against SL Benfica. Benfica, they have been finalists 3 times. The last time was 2014 in Turin.
Ooh, VfL Wolfsburg.
And now you see an emotion.
No, not at all.
There's been no emotions, but it's
No emotions.
VfL Wolfsburg. They can be drawn against only 2 of the remaining teams, Malmö and Braga. So only 2 options for VfL Wolfsburg. Quarter finalists twice, 2010 and 2018.
Malmö.
So Wolfsburg versus Malmö. It's the 3rd last tie, only 2 are left.
And we have Roma.
We have now AS Roma, a team from the Italian capital. And for AS Roma, both possibilities exist. Ghent or Braga. For Roma, finalists in 1991.
Ghent.
That's KAA Ghent. So AS Roma will play KAA Ghent. Only
still
one.
do that?
Yeah, well, you have to do it, yes. You have to show all the names till the last one. So there's no doubt that the draw is done perfectly and very correctly.
Rangers.
So the last team is Rangers FC. Rangers FC, they have one seeded team left. So Rangers, finalists of 2008.
Against Braga.
Against Braga, so the last of the 4 Portuguese clubs. So Rangers Braga. Braga closes the draw, and Pedro is coming back with us now to comment.
I am back. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Great work as well. 32 teams, a lot of teams still in this competition. Some fantastic matches to look forward to when it kicks off again in the beginning of the year. Let me remind you what the dates of the round of 32 are. The first legs will be played on the 20th of February, with the return legs kicking off on the 27th, so just a week later. And I also take this opportunity to tell you that the draw for the round of 16 will take place on the 28th of February, so just on the day after the second legs take place. That will do it from us. Giorgio, Josephine, Frederick, and Michael, thank you very much for leading us through the draw. We wish everyone a fantastic Christmas and a superb 2020 as well. Thank you.
So this is what we have.